My name is Mark Ryland. I'm the portfolio manager of Milford's Balanced Fund. I've been the manager of the fund since 2018, and I've been at Milford Asset Management since 2014. The overarching vision of the Milford Balanced Fund is to have a diversified fund that can deliver some reasonable capital growth, but also has a view to protecting downside or managing the volatility that an investor might otherwise be exposed to in a passive instrument. A balanced fund investor investing into Milford's Balanced Fund would be one with a fairly long 5-year investment horizon, who has a moderate tolerance for risk, i.e. would like to be exposed to growth assets and the returns that they can deliver, but also might have a little bit of concern about volatility and will prefer to have less volatility. It's also an investor that will prefer an active approach and give us the opportunity to try and invest where we see appropriate to try and boost returns and/or reduce volatility. So Milford's Balanced Fund, because it invests into all of the underlying Milford funds, effectively the entire large, almost 40 strong investment team is employed in making decisions for the fund. That's predominantly through the underlying funds that the Milford Balanced Fund is invested into. For my own decision-making process, I'm predominantly concerned with managing risk, and that's through different types of share exposure, so dialing up and down equity exposure across different regions, but also dialing up and down interest rate exposure and managing the currency exposure of the fund, all to try and manage volatility and also boost returns over the long run. Milford's Balanced Fund is very different from the peer set in that it is highly actively managed, and this is from a bottom-up perspective, i.e. picking different stocks that can be very different from a broad index, but also from an asset allocation perspective where we've been shown to deviate significantly from what a neutral position might look like. And that's across exposures to different asset classes such as shares and bonds, but also in currencies. And so an investor to the fund can see that active management playing its role in managing volatility, and the drawdown of the Milford Balanced Fund compared to market peers is much reduced with strong long-term return outcomes as well.